really nice to see wildlife that is in the ocean that has been preserved really well, you know? So when we come here, it's like, you get to see the ocean how it is if people hadn't affected it as much as they did back home.
Where we live, we don't have as preserved ecosystem, but here it's like a preserved version of what we used to have, so we can see how like California has changed and what it looked like before like all the people came. We take marine bio and oceanography, and we learn about waves, the composition of the ocean sort of, and like all the animals in the ocean. And then we kind of come out here to like experience it firsthand and see all the different animals and nature and everything, and it's just a super cool experience, and it's a great way to bond as well with like the different classes and people within your class, and maybe hang out with people that you don't normally hang out with.
So one thing these learning journeys are designed to do is give the kids tastes of things that might become their gift, that might become their passion. They're things you can't always do in a classroom. Really good learning means that you're combining everything, things that aren't traditionally put together like art and science. Really good learning is hands-on. And out here we're able to do all of that together pretty effortlessly because we're in the world's classroom. So the design of the Learning Journey program in general is so effective.
We're going snorkeling. Hopefully we're going to see some cool animals out here while we're snorkeling, so I'm excited about that.
First of all, everybody understands, I saw you doing it, that you're not going to breathe through your nose. Because there's some waves out here, the safest thing you can do is actually kind of a little bit, blow really hard every time you breathe out. If a wave has gone over your head, that way you clear the snorkel every time. You have a data sheet where you're going to be looking at a square called a quadrat, and you're going to catalog all the organisms that you see in it.
What this is going to allow you to do is estimate coverage. So not all animals do we count every one. If you look on the rocks and you see barnacles, counting every one is kind of a problem sometimes. So we do a percentage.
We were just counting all of the little species that we see within a quadrant to compare it to like past data, and there was a lot of barnacles and snails. The school has been coming here since 2012, and we can see the difference and see how the environmental issues are actually coming, and we can see the effects of them here in real life.
We're trying to collect data and give it to future classmates and future generations and create a data set of what's happening at Catalina and how it's changing over the years.
There's so many tiny, tiny creatures that I had no clue were even alive until someone pointed them out to me and said, "Whoa, this is a tiny little snail." And I was like, "That is a tiny little snail." But yeah, there's so much more life than I thought there could be.
If we as humans want to sustain the planet that we live on, there's a pyramid of things that need to happen, and at the top is the micro decisions that we make every day as members of the global village, as consumers. We've got to make the right choices for sustainability in our daily lives. Under that, there's advocacy, there's activism. At the base of that, there's what the scientists tell us. Why do we need to do these things? Are these populations declining? How are plastics affecting us? All of those things. When we come out here, the kids have the top of that pyramid down. We're giving them the base of it. It's the why. Science is that base, and that's what we try to give them here.
The experiential aspect of learning at Mount Madonna is integrated into how we teach our students to be good stewards of the environment, to be in service to their community, and to work as a team and not have it always be just about them, but be a part of something bigger than themselves.
Over there, we're just picking up plastics, making sure the beach is clean. It's important that we pick up those plastics because if not, like, wildlife will eat it and then it will fill up their stomach and they never digest it.
It makes me feel like I'm a lot more in touch with nature because you don't usually see these things in your everyday life. And so I really feel like more connected now. I think it's really awesome.
Being able to experience like the kelp forest and what we have here, like, and diving into it completely is really cool. To see it firsthand, I think, is really awesome.
Like, we always learn about things in class, and it doesn't always stick with you. In freshman year of marine biology, we learned about the Garibaldis and all their different behaviors and stuff, but we never really saw them because they're in Catalina. So now that we're actually here, we get to experience that, and it's just a whole different level.
I think the highlight was probably we saw 2 tiger sharks on the way back. Those were pretty awesome. I got to swim with one, like, alongside it. And right before that, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw an octopus, like, swim away from me.
I really like just being in the water. Like, it's a really nice feeling, and then seeing all the fish that you wouldn't normally see, like where we live, like all the Garibaldi. I thought it would be kind of hard to spot them. Well, not hard to spot them because they're bright, but just I didn't know that there was going to be that many around. And definitely seeing the sharks was super cool. Like, I wouldn't have gotten to see that if I had just, stayed home.
What's an ROV?
Remote operated vehicle.
A remotely operated vehicle. It's remotely operated. That's why it has a tether, so that both the power and the controls come through the tether.
We built ROVs. We started it at school, and we worked on, like, the motors and the camera. We set up, like, the epoxy. I like building things, and I didn't totally know how it was going to work, and I just wanted to, like, watch it. I think it's really cool to watch things get built from, like, just a bunch of different parts, and then it comes together to function as an ROV. Back at camp, when we got here, we worked on the actual structure of the ROVs, and then we went down to the dock and we worked on the buoyancy. So we put little pool noodles on it to try and make it, like, neutral in the water so it wasn't floating up or sinking down.
They built these ROVs that are normally built by kids in about a year. And we brought them out here, and instead of picking up plastic fish in a pool for some competition, they flew them around in the ocean. It was magic, and they chose to do it. That just shows you the magic of the trip, the magic of community, and the magic that is this island. It just gives the kids the learning that they ask for, whether they know it or not.
Catalina's been going great. I really like it, and I really miss going out on trips like this, especially after that big, long period where we couldn't really go anywhere.
I kind of forgot how Mount Madonna trips are so fun for like bonding with your classmates. I really missed that.
It was really nice because the last year and a half has felt so separate, and this just gave everyone an opportunity to get close together and interact with each other. So it was just a chance to be a kid again and hang out and make more friendships.
Part of the learning journey design is also Baba Hari Das's saying that we need to get kids to face their fears. We started coming out here understanding that the kids would be guaranteed basically to be swimming with giant leopard sharks. So that's one thing. Then we discovered ropes courses and other ways of bringing that into the journey.
From dusk to dawn, we'll go on and on, lighting fires and sing along. My, oh my, when I see you get that look in your eyes, we ain't gonna sleep tonight, and that is alright. Tonight, we come alive.
I've always been pretty scared of heights, but I feel like it was less scary because I'd be so scared that I'd be so focused on like the next step and like what I do next that was like kind of hard to also focus so much on below me and falling and dying.
Climb up, easy ones, hard ones. Went for an intermediate one, pretty fun. A little scary at the end when you have to jump off.
We did a lot of science-based stuff. So when we got to do the ropes course, it was more of letting go and just trusting it. And it was nice having a sense of trust of the harnesses. And if you fell, you knew you were going to get caught.
One of the things that's really nice about it is it feels like we're doing Mount Madonna trips again.
I think coming back from like off and on sort of virtual year and then before that just like fully on Zoom, I think this is really awesome to be able to experience this because I've missed going out places, doing all kinds of different trips that we do and field trips.
The virtual world is cool, and then it should be used as an adjunct, but I think the main thing is should be out there in nature. You know, get out in nature, create your own adventure, find your passion. Really, that's what it's about.
Because they really need, especially in light of their last few years, they really need an extension or an exposure to more beyond the school. Like they need to remember that we're a part of a bigger community and a bigger world, and we also need to get out and have some fun.
So one difference this year was we hope to give the kids a restorative experience by giving them time and space just to come together as a community. For these kids who are in their years where being with peers is so important for their journey and their learning, we wanted to give them campfire program, we wanted to give them time for choice, time to swim, time to choose which activity they went into more deeply. So that was a new part of the trip for us this year, and I think it was beautiful.